coming from like, and let's use a comparison to this that I think that a lot of people agree with. Don't we all agree that it's really, really annoying and disrespectful and obnoxious whenever a bunch of Americans come to Japan and try to treat it like America and then act like they need to be catered to as Americans and they need to have signs in English and they complain about how things are done in Japan? Like, we all agree that this is problematic and annoying and obnoxious. And like, you know, as an American, I find it to be very, I would be embarrassed to go there and be seen as maybe one of those people, right? And so really, this is the same thing. Like, it's the same way that we do that over in, you know, maybe Japan or something like that. These people are doing that over in Australia to an extent. But the other way around is different. Oh, it's not to me. It's not to most people. It's not to the guy that they just interviewed. And I think that it's actually not, period. It's all the same. Basically, you're coming into a foreign country. You want the foreign country to change to accommodate you. It shouldn't. You should leave. If you can't get along, if you don't fit in, there are millions of people there that are living there. Everything's fine. If you can't fit in, then you should leave. Like, I'm not going to go to Saudi Arabia and start complaining that they have their rules this certain way. I'm not going to go to Turkey and complain about them doing prayers 5 times a day. That's Turkey. That's the way that they live. That's their culture. That's their lifestyle. That's their religion. That's everything. And so why the fuck do you come to a country that you just complain about? Well, this is logical. Yes, exactly. You don't want to assimilate, get the hell out. Exactly. Yes, 100%. Would you ever go abroad? Sure, yeah. Yeah, and I would try to be as respectful and polite and non-annoying as possible. As much as I could be, right? It's hard to do that, but I would try.
What's up, Chad? How's it going?
Literally win in Rome? Yes, win in Rome. Let's hear it this much.
There is a clear global agenda to shame, beat down and replace people with Anglo-Celtic and European heritage. They want to turn our homeland into a multicultural economic zone that is completely conflicting with what the big guy, fuck that! And the founders of this nation, or what our ancestors had in mind for what they wanted to inherit to us.
What he's talking about
Crikey,
here,
mate, yep.
of course, known to many as the Great Replacement Theory, which is a conspiracy theory that suggests there's a secret agenda.
This is the reason why the video got so many dislikes. This is it. Is that I think that you're making two very big conflations here. So the Great Replacement Theory could be, and in often cases, it is like an anti-Semitic thing that the Jews are trying to replace and get rid of all the white people. But at the same time, people that are being upset about a demographic change in their country, I think the country has the right to decide who wants to be and not be in their country for whatever reason that they want. If China doesn't want to have people in China that aren't Chinese, then that's their own prerogative. If Russia doesn't want to have people in their country that aren't Russian, then that's their prerogative. If Japan doesn't want to have people in their country that aren't Japanese, that's their prerogative. So the idea that this is an off-topic conversation is outrageous. The fact is that every country has the right to self-determination, and they have the right to decide who's allowed in their country and why. And whatever you think the justification should be doesn't matter, because everybody should have the right to assembly, and people should have the right to association. They should be able to choose who they are around and who they're not around collectively as a democratic culture. And I think that is, again, I think that's the best way of doing things, right? So yes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so it's sovereignty. Yeah, exactly. It's sovereignty. And this is a big thing where it's like there's a lot of countries where I think that the way that they do things is backwards, right? Like I'll give you an example. Like I think you should be able to get an abortion. Poland, I think, is backwards because it doesn't let you have abortions. Am I going to go to Poland and start complaining about Poland not doing this? No, I'm going to go to Poland. I'm going to try to enjoy their culture, and I'm going to try to fit in because I'm not Polish. I am, at that point, I am a guest in that country, and I don't want to go around and tell them the way that they want to live, because I don't want them to come to my country and do the same thing to me, right? And so it's the same thing. If I went to Dubai, well, maybe they don't do everything the same way that I do things in Dubai, right? Or like the Turkey with like the prayer. I don't want to hear that. But am I going to tell them to stop doing it? Absolutely not. So that's really the big difference here. And if they told me, oh, you don't like it, get the fuck out, I would be like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's understandable. Have a nice day. Sure. How are contraceptives backwards? I wasn't talking about contraceptives. Poland changed the abortion laws about 2 years ago. Oh, really? I guess I'm not caught up with that. Well, either way, what I'm saying is that there are different countries that I have different opinions on. And obviously, it's the same as like, any of those speech laws in Germany or like, the UK or something. I wouldn't go there and do something that breaks the law there. It's just common sense. It's actually respecting cultures. Yeah, it is. And I respect cultures based off of what, that's more important to me than like trying to go to other places and enforce my values.
People of European descent in Western countries. It's widely understood to also be a racist theory. He also constantly referred to the founding
What's
stock.
up, Chad? Like the chat.
This is absolutely racially based. It is 100% racially based. They might not say it, but it absolutely is. Anybody trying to tell you that it's not racially based is out of their mind. It 100% is. And the founding stock, what they are saying is the original white people that came here from, it being a British colony. That's what they're saying. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Culture, not race. It's both, guys. If you think it's not, you're naive.
Being replaced. The presumption here is that Australians of Anglo descent or European descent are the ones who built Australia. This is historically inaccurate and, of course, categorically false as it sidelines every other group of Australians who have contributed to building the nation over the last 200 years and more. And, of course, First Nation.
And that's the way that a lot of people feel about it. I mean, this is the same sentiment that I think a lot of people have, is that they don't want to give away what they feel like to be the fruits of their labor from like the last, 200 years of this country being developed and everything, to a bunch of foreigners that, again, like had no real like stock in making it that way at all. And so that's really it. Asman, abortion's murder, but in Poland doesn't have to consent to that. Stay in America with your beliefs on that. Why are you getting your feelings hurt because I disagree with you? What are you, some kind of a retard? You some kind of a pussy? I have a different viewpoint on it than you do. I'm not trying to tell you that you have to look at it differently. I'm just telling you what my opinion is. Yeah, like that's I other people are going to disagree with you.
Australians before everybody else. It also ignores the fact that Europeans came to Australia just over 200 years ago.
I'm a ban. Yeah,
the
go back and ban.
has concluded, but the protest continues with speakers
annoying person
on stage. There have been many other chants made. There seems to be several factions within this march here today with different and varying views from the ones that are being purported, even amongst the speakers themselves.
Yeah, of course.
All right, Nabil.
No, this is also true, is that there's a confluence of opinions that people have about this. Like, there are some people that are against it for economic reasons, other people that are against it for cultural reasons, people that are against it for religious reasons, people who are against it for race reasons, people who are against it for tax reasons. There's a million reasons.
Reporting here in Sydney for us. Thanks very much for the update.
Son of a bitch.
There it is. And I had no idea this even happened. Comments. Here we go. Comments are turned off. Man.
When you've got smoke-free satisfaction, you've got the freedom to do things your way. Get $20 off 5 cans of Zyn when you take the Zyn 10 challenge. Try it for 10 days. Smoke-free, cans-free, and find your freedom. Claim $20 off your first 5 cans of Zyn when you take the Zyn 10 challenge. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Getting all your daily nutrients is hard work, but nutrition gaps in your diet are inevitable.
Son of a
but there's
bitch.
an easier way to say them.
Fuck this bitch. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Let me just
I
play.
wonder why. No freedom of speech? Yeah. And I wonder why. What could possibly be the reason for that? Journalist moment? Yeah. You got a license to free speech?
What's up,
well,
chat?
that's why I talk about this stuff. I mean, people can comment on it and say whatever they want. I don't care, right? It's not my problem. I think that there's a massive censorship problem. There's a huge censorship problems. And so this is another one. We'll watch one more of these, and then I want to move on and look at some other stuff, because it sure seems like, actually, we'll look at two of them, because this is another one for like different areas. So this is a whole lot. Who's funding and promoting the mass migration? I think that a lot of big businesses, big business and government agencies are doing it primarily.